How people treat you based on your salary. Level 1, $18,000. You're standing behind the counter at a convenience store. It's 11:17 p.m. The fluorescent lights buzz overhead. You've been on your feet for 9 hours. A customer walks in wearing a suit that probably costs more than your monthly rent. He grabs a bottle of water and a pack of gum. You ring him up, $37.60. He slides his card across the counter without looking at you. Not because he's rude, because he never really saw you. You're part of the store, like the shelves, like the cash register, like the security camera in the corner. Something that exists to make his life easier. The receipt prints, you hand it over. He takes it without making eye contact. The door closes behind him. And for a second, the entire store feels quiet. You realize something. Nobody asks what dreams the cashier has. Nobody wonders what he's capable of becoming. The world doesn't hate low earners. Most of the time, it simply forgets they're there. Level 2, $35,000. A year later, you're working in an office, small cubicle, entry-level position. You finally have weekends off, a steady paycheck, a company badge hanging around your neck. At lunch, everyone gathers around the conference table. Someone starts talking about vacation plans. Another mentions buying a house. Someone else talks about stock investments. You listen, smile, nod. You don't join in. Not because you don't want to, because you know the numbers don't work for you. Then someone asks, "So where are you thinking of buying?" The table goes quiet. You laugh, tell them you're still renting. The conversation moves on immediately. Nobody means any harm, but suddenly you're outside the circle again, not because of who you are, because of what you can afford. And that's when you learn something strange. People don't compare salaries. They compare life decisions. The paycheck is invisible. The life it creates isn't. Level 3, $55,000. Now things start changing. You get promoted. New title, new desk, better benefits. You update your LinkedIn profile. Within days, messages start arriving. Old classmates, former coworkers, people you haven't spoken to in years. "Hey, how have you been?" Funny how timing works. You answer a few, ignore others. One conversation stands out. A guy who barely acknowledged you in college suddenly wants to grab coffee. You agree. Curiosity more than anything. Halfway through the conversation, he asks about your job, then your salary, then whether your company is hiring. And suddenly, the coffee makes sense. You weren't reconnecting. You were being evaluated. But as you drive home, a thought stays with you. Some people don't become interested in you. They become interested in access to the life they think you have. Level 4, $85,000. You walk into your 10-year high school reunion. The room smells like expensive perfume and old memories. People recognize you instantly. The same people who barely spoke to you back then. Now they're smiling, laughing at your jokes, asking questions, wanting updates. Someone says, "Man, you've done really well for yourself." You thank them. But something feels off, because nobody is talking about the person you became. They're talking about the salary attached to your name, the version of you they built in their heads. And for the first time, success feels a little lonely, because admiration isn't always connection. Sometimes it's just curiosity wearing a friendly face. Level 5, $120,000. You notice it in restaurants first, then hotels, then airports. The way people speak to you changes. Not dramatically, just enough. More smiles, more patience, more attention. You buy better clothes, a nicer watch. Nothing flashy, just quality. One afternoon, you're meeting a client. The receptionist offers coffee before you even ask. Calls you sir. Makes sure you're comfortable. Across the room, a delivery driver walks in. Nobody offers him anything. Nobody even looks up. And you suddenly see the difference. You're both strangers. The only thing separating your experience is perception. People respond to signals. The watch, the shoes, the confidence, the image. Most of the world doesn't know your salary, but it reads the clues and treats you accordingly. Level 6, $200,000. This is where life gets dangerous, because now the treatment feels earned. People seek your advice. respect your opinions, invite you to things, listen when you speak. You start believing it. Maybe you've become smarter. Maybe you've become more important. Maybe you've finally arrived. Then one Saturday afternoon, you visit your hometown. You stop by the old diner where you worked years ago. Same booths, same smell of coffee, same cracked parking lot. An older waitress recognizes you immediately. She hugs you, calls you by name, asks about your family, not your job, not your income, not your title, just you. And for a moment, something becomes painfully clear. The people who truly value you rarely ask what you earn. They already decided your worth a long time ago. Level 7, $350,000. You walk into a charity fundraiser downtown. The room is filled with executives, investors, business owners, people who wear confidence like a uniform. You fit in now, maybe better than you ever imagined. Conversations happen easily, doors open quickly, introductions come naturally. But as the night goes on, you notice a pattern. Every conversation eventually circles back to one thing: money, net worth, investments, deals, status. The room is full of successful people, and somehow everyone is still measuring each other. Nobody ever reaches the finish line. The numbers just get bigger. The competition just gets quieter. And you realize something. Status is a treadmill. The faster you run, the further the finish line moves. Level 8, $700,000. You thought this was the level where everything would change. The level where people finally saw you, respected you, valued you, the level where you'd never feel invisible again. Then it happens. You're sitting in a boardroom. 42nd floor, floor-to-ceiling windows, a view people would kill for. Someone introduces you, lists your accomplishments, mentions your income. The room nods, impressed, respectful, interested. And as they speak, a strange feeling settles over you. Because nobody in the room knows who you are. Not really. They know the numbers, the achievements, the resume, the story, but not the person, not the fears, not the failures, not the nights you wondered if you'd make rent, not the sacrifices, not the doubts, not the real you. And suddenly you're back where you started, standing behind a counter, watching people look straight through you. Only this time they're staring at your success instead of ignoring it. The result is exactly the same. They still don't see you ending somewhere tonight. Someone is working a late shift, counting minutes until they can go home, wondering if a bigger paycheck will finally change everything. And somewhere else, a person earning 10 times as much is sitting alone in a beautiful house, wondering why success feels emptier than expected. The truth is uncomfortable. Money changes how people treat you. It always has. It opens doors, creates opportunities, changes first impressions. But it can never do the one thing most people secretly want. It can't make people truly know you. The cashier, the office worker, the manager, the executive, the millionaire, they were the same person all along. The salary changed, the human being didn't, and in the end, the people who matter most won't remember what you earned. They'll remember how you treated them when nobody was looking. If this story made you think, take a moment to like the video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more powerful stories about success, discipline, confidence, and the hidden lessons life teaches all of us.